All right, today our trainer is Michael Huggins. He is a member of the President's Advisory Committee. He is a national Renatus leader, best-selling author. He today's theme is finding the money. And let me tell you, if there's someone that knows where money is and how to get it to move from one account to another, it's Michael. And he does it with a smile. He does it with a win-win attitude so that everybody's better off for it. And he's here to help us learn the technique. Michael, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Ron. Love and life. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday. And Ron is right. We're talking about finding money today. And there's been a couple exciting things happening with the funding that's going on in our world. And so I want to make sure you're up to date on that, as well as talking about it correctly. So let's jump into this here. I'm going to take over some sharing, screen share. Here we go. All right. Screen mirroring, here we go. Okay, so most of the time you'll find your guests are saying, I would love to, but I don't have the money. I would love to, but. Now, over the years, as I've been looking at trends and just watching how people make decisions about this company, what I've learned is most people's claim that they don't have money is really just a stall tactic. It's really just them saying, I'm absolutely terrified if I do this right now. Sounds great. I want to, but I don't have any money. And they make it up. They're pretending they don't have money. They're pretending they don't have money, right? Someone who really, really, really doesn't have money doesn't entertain the idea of investing in real estate and becoming a business owner. Okay, they're too wrapped up in survival mode to even consider it. So those folks you're talking to right now that say I don't have money, what they're really saying is I don't have money for this right now based off of the limited information I have about your company. That's what they're really saying. All right, now there's gotta be a way for us to, gotta be a setting. Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, so they say, I don't have money. I don't have money. Oh man, I really want to do your program, but I don't have money. And what they're really saying is, I don't have money for this based off what I currently know. See, they're not finishing their sentence. You got to be a better listener. I think that's part of the superpower that you need to develop in marketing this program is listening to what they're meaning, not just what they're saying. What are they meaning? I don't have money for this based off what I currently know. And then they also won't do this part, but this is also needed. So will you please tell me more? I don't have money for this based off what I currently know. So will you please tell me more? All of this is being unsaid, but it is still a part of their thought process. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. When you are talking to people, I want you to have a belief and an understanding that everyone has the money. So when you're talking to them, it's not, do you have the money? Okay. There's a difference between do you have the money versus where is the money coming from? Okay. So I want you to not only just understand these top 5 ways that we're finding money, but I want you to look at your customers differently. Where is the money coming from? It's different. Isn't that how you would talk to a business owner or a real estate investor, right? You don't look at a piece of property and go, well, I don't have money, so I can't do that. You think this way. You think like this. Where's the money coming from for my deals? So you got to be looking at it the same way with your prospects, with your leads, with your friends, with your candidates. It's not do you have money, it's where's the money coming from. Okay? And the great news about that is we're making a positive assumption, right? We're assuming the sale. A positive assumption that money's coming. So when you say this question, or you have this approach, you have this positive assumption that the money's coming, it gives them more juice. It gives your customer, your guest, more juice around, okay, well, I'm going to go see where I can find it then, because that's what I want. If you think the money's coming, okay, how are we going to find it? I mean, that's what happened for me too. I'm sitting there thinking, crap, I don't have the money. How am I going to do this? I don't have the money. And then Jody goes, it's not about do you have money? It's where's the money coming from? And that gave me such a different perspective, and also gave me a lot of permission to talk more about money. Where's the money coming from? Right? Because money in general, talking about money is like talking about sex. Oh, we're not supposed to do that. Right? Or talking about politics. Again, we're not supposed to do that. But if you come at it with this mature attitude, this whole, I'm going to, I just saw something funny on one of the cameras. Guys, please turn your cameras off. Not necessary. Okay. Positive assumption that the money's going puts them in the right mindset to go and get it. Right? Again, at the end of the day, the mindset's what's holding your customer back. It's what's holding you back. So let's work on the mindset, not the temporary condition of their pocket. Change the mindset, pocket condition will change. Okay? So please adopt this attitude. Well, where's the money coming from? Oh, okay, sure, you don't have the money. Great. Where's it coming from? Remember, questions control conversations. This is a power question. This is an attitude. Okay? This is an attitude that is attractive because people go, oh, thank God you're not one of those people that says there's no money around here. You're like, well, where's the money coming from? That means that must mean you know something. Is this making sense? Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, one other distinction I need to draw with you guys is information versus instruction. Now, I'll take it a step further. Not information versus instruction. How about guiding versus steering? Okay, we can only guide. We cannot steer people. We can't take them to the bank. We can't say, fill out this credit card application. We can't say, well, why don't you, we're really not making suggestions about their lifestyle. What we're doing is we're saying, these are the options and pick. Okay, we're coming from a option standpoint. Here are your options versus here's your next step. Now, now don't get it twisted, guys. There's a difference between steering money, okay, versus steering a sale. You still have to say, come over here and sign on this, put your phone number here, set up your account, change your password. We're still steering them towards the sale, but we cannot steer them towards picking a financial strategy. Okay? Picking finances is where it crosses the line. We're going to steer them in the direction of the sale so they can go through the right functions of the website. Okay? But we're not going to steer them as to what funding they must pick. Okay? Now, if they say, well, what should I do? Because they're going to do that. They're going to say, what should I do? I don't know what to do. What should I do? And you say, well, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. So honestly, I can't tell you what to do. And they're going to look at you and they're going to roll their eyes and be like, what the hell are you talking about? You're here to help me. So you say, yes, well, I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not an attorney. But what I've seen work for others, what has worked for others, and then we can go into this list, okay? All we're doing is telling them what's worked for others, not telling them what to do. Now, why is that important? Because if they screw something up, you don't want them to come back and say, well, this person told me to do it. And you can come back and say, I don't tell people to do anything. I told people what their options are, what has worked for others, but I didn't tell them to go do this, this, and this. Okay? So there's a difference between these two, major differences. Before we move on, I need some clarity from you guys that you're clear on the difference. As soon as I know you guys understand that there's a difference, then we can go on to the funding options. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? You smelling what I'm cooking? Okay, it's working. And you know what? You look like more of a professional. You want to look like a professional or a scoundrel. Some people might call you a scoundrel if you keep steering people. They took me to the bank. They made me fill this loan application out. I didn't want to, but they made me. No. It's all got to be their choice. Here's what's worked for others. Others have gone to their banks and done this. Others have done. Even when we're talking about velocity banking, we don't say, now you move your money here. We say, now for the strategy to work, they recommend that the money gets moved to this account. It's never steering, okay? Wonderful. Well, thank you guys for answering. We can move right along. What has worked for others? Here are options that have worked for others. That have worked for others. Options that have worked for others. Okay, number 1, checking account. So I'll hand them a piece of paper, or I'll say, pull out your notebook or pull out your notes app, and you're going to answer a few questions for yourself. Now, at the end of the month, after you've paid all of your bills, what's left in your checking account? And you write that down. I don't need to know. I don't care. If you want to share with me, fine, but I don't care. This is all for you to help you. This is what we're doing. Remember the question? Where is the money coming from? This is all we're doing. So here's some options for that we know has worked for others. What's in the checking account? All right. At this moment, what's in the savings account? Now, I take a quick second here, and it's up to you if you want to do this, but I think it helps solidify me as the one in charge of the conversation. And right at this point, I will ask them, okay, so far, how do you feel about your numbers? Depends, right? If someone's their mentality is fragile, maybe you won't be like, all right, well, how do you feel about being broke? But for most people, it'll be like, all right, so checking account, savings account, okay. Based off of those two numbers, how do you feel right now? And then they go, not good. I could do better. Right? Especially, someone in their 40s, 50s, 60s, you go, okay, checking account, $5, savings account, $5. Okay, how do you feel? Because we want them to find a reason to take more action. We want to find a reason to make a change. And this is just feel out the conversation, and it's not every time, but sometimes people show up all chest puffed and they're like, yeah, this is incredible. Okay, great. Well, how do you feel about these two numbers? I think I need some coaching. I need some help. I need some training. Right? It's just to help them recognize they really do need our help. Also, in this exercise I'm doing with people, I will tell them, hey, you know what? And you could use this too. You say, you know what? By the end of this exercise, I bet you will be in a better spot than when the number one income earner started. That's what I tell them. I say, look, by the end of this, I bet you'll be in a better position than me when I started. So let's just go through it. Don't care. We're not here to care and judge. We're here to help. We're here to straighten some of this stuff out so that you can improve your life. So, it's just let's be real about it. You're probably better off right now than the day the number one income earner started. So do you know what that means about this company? It means it's incredible. It means that the results are out there for you to have. All right. Number three. Number three is going to be a HELOC. And I'll say, do you have a house? Or do you rent? A lot of people, oh man, I only rent. Okay. But now some people, they never even considered a HELOC, or they don't even know what a HELOC is. Remember, the key is it can also be someone else's. So I'm just going to put a little star next to anything that you can be someone else's. Now here's something to point out with HELOCs. It could be your friends, could be yours, whatever. $20,000. Let's say your HELOC is at 5% interest. That means you're going to have a monthly debt service of $84 a month. If you put $20,000 on a HELOC at 5%, your debt service will be $84 a month. How cool is that? Some people are like, well, there's no way I could afford this $20,000. Then you go, it's $84 a month. And they go, oh, well, I don't have a HELOC. Okay, well, go ask people, right? This will be your first opportunity to raise some private capital to capitalize an enterprise. What is the debt service for? Pat, that is a funny question. I'm grateful for questions. I am not discouraging questions at all. But what is the debt service for is, I guess, to maintain your reputation. You service your debt so that you can continue to have banking relationships. What is the debt service for? What is debt service? That's payments. It's paying on the debt. You're servicing the debt. The debt is for the combo. Service is for your credit history to be clean. Debt service. You know, when you go buy a property, you got to look at the debt service. When you make an investment, when you're doing deals, when you're buying stuff, if you're using debt to do it, the debt has to be serviced. So I think I answered your question. If not, type in a more clear question and I'll answer that one. So there are other people who have fantastic credit, who have HELOCs that they're not using. So here's something you could do is you could, with the people you know, you could start asking them, how much are you getting paid for your good credit? How much are you getting paid for your good credit? You go and talk to Uncle Joe or Aunt Susie. Hey, Aunt Susie, how much are you getting paid for your good credit? She's going to, what the hell are you talking about? Maybe, I don't know. I don't think aunts talk like that. She's going to say, what are you talking about? What does that mean? And you're going to say, well, I'm a real estate investor now. I've made a career path change. Great news. Our family is going to be taken care of. Now, in the meantime, I'm looking for some capital for my enterprise. So how much are you getting paid for your good credit? We're looking for about $20,000. And if you have a HELOC, you can make money off the bank's money. See, if you let me use your HELOC, I'll service the debt. I can afford $84 a month, absolutely. But then I will also pay you an additional $100 a month. I'll pay you $100 a month off of you using the bank's money. So you'll make money off the bank's money. Now you're getting paid for your good credit. After I do my first few deals, close a few combos, I will pay off your HELOC. But by that time, you'll have made money off your good credit. How about we do that? And again, everyone, all your family members have different risk tolerances and different things like that. But the major key is to start these conversations and to teach your new people how to have these conversations. Now, I check back in and I look at their face right here, and if they're like, oh, I don't know if I could ask a question, or if they just got a blank stare and they're just like thinking, am I going to really ask my grandma? Am I really going to do this? I take an opportunity to quote Timothy Ferriss from the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. And I'll ask him, hey, have you read this book, The 4-Hour Workweek? And they're like, no. Oh my goodness. A few people have. But if they haven't, you go, well, doesn't that title compel you? Wouldn't you like a 4-hour work week? You go, yeah, okay, well, good. Here's what he said in the book. Timothy Ferriss, fantastic person, huge business owner, success in all directions. Here's what he said. He said, your success is dependent upon your willingness to have uncomfortable conversations. Your willingness to have uncomfortable conversations. Now, not every time do you have to have an uncomfortable conversation, but your willingness better be there. Your willingness to have uncomfortable conversations. So they're like, oh, I don't know, that conversation is really uncomfortable. Well, now that you bring that up, it's like, okay, good. Then that means you're on the right track, having these uncomfortable conversations. Up until now, my friend, you're 20, you're 30, you're 40, you're 50, you're 60. You've been avoiding uncomfortable conversations. And now look where you're at. Now it's time to make a change. So we can either keep avoiding uncomfortable conversations, or we can go have them and create some success. And I'll be there to help. Don't worry. Plenty of people have done it also. But giving them this perspective, dude, you got to have these conversations unless you have your own HELOC. Unless you have your own personal resources, great. If not, then you need to go start having some conversations. So let's talk about that HELOC. Hey, how much you getting paid for your good credit? Start those conversations. think there's a phrase everyone knows, which is you can ask your customers, be like, have you ever heard this phrase? And I start it out and I say, closed mouths don't, and then I look up at them expectantly. I look up at them. Closed mouths don't, and then they go, get fed. Right. Closed mouths don't get fed. So you're not going to open your mouth and have these conversations, and here you are trying to get some money. You're not going to get any. Closed mouths don't get fed. So open your mouth, start having these conversations. Don't be shy about it, or starve. It's your choice. So that's the HELOC option. Okay, number four. Number four is 401k. 401k's got options. So there's the current 401k strategy, and then there's the old 401k strategy. So the current 401k strategy looks like this. You can borrow, not cash out, not a disbursement, but you're going to borrow from yourself. You're going to take a loan from yourself. You can do 50% up to $50,000 at 5% interest. And the term is for 5 years. It's easy to remember. It's 5555. 50, 5, 50, 55, 555. You just remember that. All right, guys. Did you know you could borrow 50% up to $50,000 at 5% interest for 5 years? Now, who gets this 5%? This is what I'm asking them. Who gets that 5%? Do you know? Your own 401k gets it. You pay yourself interest. That's smart. So here's an example. And I asked them, so if you had $50,000 in your 401k, how much could you pull out? 25. Okay. Let me give you an example. We have a student who had $60,000 in their 401k. What is the most they could pull out? $30,000. You're right. So they used $20,000 for the education. They had $10,000 left over. Now, when you take the loan from yourself, this $30,000 loan, there's going to be a payment. It's about $500 a month for that payment. Paying it back to yourself. Remember, it's just going back to the 401k. So if people aren't in a position where they can afford $500 a month right now, two things. One, you say $500. Come on. Then, and I know, I felt the same way. I couldn't afford $5 a month. But the other thing is, look, this is what he did. He thought about it. And now that $10,000, he can make 20 payments. 20 payments for himself. So now all he's doing, when this money runs out, where will it be? It'll be back in the 401k. So really, you're just moving your money from your left pocket to your right pocket. It's still your money. You're just moving it around. So now you got some breathing room. Now you can get educated. You have some earnest money to put down. You got different options. Whereas if you call your 401k planner or you call your custodian, you say, hey, can I invest in real estate with my 401k? They're not gonna tell you you can. They're gonna make something up about you can't based off of my license. But we don't need permission. It's your money. It's your customer's money. So you just remind them, this is yours and you can use it this way. Now, another example I'd like to point out, another student of ours had $120,000 in their 401k. So then I'll ask my prospect, how much can they borrow right now? $120,000. The max they could borrow is $50,000. You're right. So we'll take $20,000 for the education. There's $30,000 left over. And what this guy did was he had an automobile with a $30,000 loan on it, costing him $800 a month. So what he did is he took this 30,000, paid this off, took this 800, put it back in the 401k. He stopped paying the bank and started paying himself. And his yield is incredible. We're not going to calculate yields right now, but it's incredible. You stop paying banks and start paying yourself, that yield is huge. Now, the student who did this kind of kicked himself in the butt because he was like, had this realization, wait a minute. I could have avoided all those finance charges the whole time. The whole time? We want people to be thinking critically about where the money flows. Okay? So I share those two examples. I give them the facts. Here are the facts. You borrow from yourself. Here are the rules. And I give two examples. One where they're servicing their own payments, and one where they made a drastic change and stopped making payments to the bank. These numbers are easy to remember. You just need to share them so that they start thinking outside the box. So they start going, oh, so I could probably do that. Or, you know what, my cousin needs to know this. And now all of a sudden they thought of 10 people to talk to about 401ks. We want them to be thinking critically, thinking outside the box. Then I'll do real quick. I'll say, so if this wants to be an option, all you got to do is go to HR, and I'll ask them, do you have an HR department in your office, or is your HR online? And you're going to go request a loan from yourself. Those are the steps. When people, remember, what's worked in the past for others is they've gone to HR, they request their loan. Within 5 days, they have a check in their bank account, and then you can wire the money or do a cashier's check or put it on your debit card, and we can go through that way. So we'll do that. Does that sound good to you? Okay, yes, perfect. All right, now let's enter your order. Let's have an OEP. Let's have an order entry party. Let's put your order in so when your money gets here, there's no delay. And congrats, welcome to the team. Woohoo! It's a party. So I'm spending a lot of time on this one because this is where most of your students are going to find their funding too. So I just want to make sure you understand that, okay? Don't just end there and say, all right, that's cool, right? Now we're going to guide the sale. Okay, we're not guiding the financing. You're not saying do this. You're saying these are the steps for getting loans out. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you the steps. There's a difference, right? You don't want someone coming back, you told me to do this and now I lost it. You didn't lose it. You have a lifetime membership. But still, you want to be able to say, no, I just said this has worked for others. Cool. All right, now the old 401k option is even more powerful. If you had an old account, right now it's stuck in 401k stock market world. SM, stock market. What we want to be able to do is a rollover. Okay, the IRS lets you do a rollover into a self-directed retirement plan. And now, guess what? 100% of the funds are usable. Now, if you're looking at doing a rollover, this is where we draw the line with coaching and guidance and all that stuff. If you're looking to do a rollover, your next step is call a CPA. Oh, you don't know a CPA? You should call Mark. You should call Mark's office. He'll show you exactly how to do it. He's incredible. You know, they wrote the book, the Self-Directed Retirement Plan Handbook, that the IRS uses as guiding them for new policies. Did you know that? Did you know our instructors guide the IRS on creating policies for retirement accounts? Holy cow. The caliber of the instructors we work with is incredible. So why don't you call them? If you've got an old 401k, do you have an old 401k? Great. You can do a rollover to get access to 100% of the funds. All you got to do is call your CPA and get it set up. Now, if that's the case, great. So you're going to do that now. Let's go ahead and get your order in. Let's do an OEP. We'll get those steps taken care of. You know, a rollover could be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. So let's just get this in right now. Let's get your order in. Let's get this account set up, and hopefully your custodian doesn't drag their feet, and you can get started with us this month. That's exciting. Congrats. Let's get it going. Welcome to the team. You got to use that language throughout the funding follow-ups. Okay, number five, stay alive. Number 5 is IRAs, individual retirement arrangements. Do you have an IRA? Or do you know someone that has an IRA? Oh yeah, remember, I'm putting little asterisks next to the ones that can be other people's. HELOCs can be other people's, 401ks can be other people's, IRAs can be other people's. And about halfway through here, go, yeah, if you just go ask your grandma if you can borrow some money from her IRA to do this. Or you have your own IRA. I meet some people, again, we're not guiding, but here's something I do. I'll meet people who have an IRA. They got like, you know, $5,000 in their IRA. That's it. $5,000. You go, okay, well, obviously you're not going to retire off of that. And this is your retirement account. Here's what I've seen others do in the past. Here's what I've seen others do in the past. I've seen them cash out. They cash out. Now again, it's your own choice, but if you were to cash out an IRA, there'd be a 10% penalty. Okay, so if you had $5,000 in there, you lose $500. Now you got $4,500. Okay, so there's a cash out penalty. Now it's up to you. You decide what's more important for you. You pay this penalty to unlock your money so now you can pay for your combo and get in that way, or you leave it in there, or you self-direct. You could roll this over to a self-directed IRA and then take a loan from yourself. Well, not from yourself. Because your retirement account isn't you. But it's possible to get a loan from self-directed IRAs to do things like this. So I meet people, you know, they got $1,000 in their IRA, and I'm like, well, what are you going to do with that? And they're like, I don't know. Well, what if you cashed it out? You pay a $100 fee, and you got $900 left over. It's going to show up as income on your taxes. You're going to have to pay some taxes on it later on. Okay. Then you got some money. Now let's get going. Let's get to work. Put a down payment on the financing, and let's get it going. But now you'll meet people who have gigantic IRAs. There's no way they're going to cash that stuff out, so they got to do a rollover to something they can self-direct. Okay, but self-direction is a major key to people's funding. If you're not an expert in self-direction, don't try to tell them how to do it. Just tell them what it is, but not how to do it. What it is versus how to do it. That's what I think that's kind of what the difference is, what we're doing. What is versus how to do it. Call a CPA, call Mark, call Matt Sorensen. Get it going. Don't delay. Act like a professional. Okay. Moving right along. Numero 6. Number 6 is going to be life insurance. Life insurance policies must be, the caveat, must be a whole life. And again, this is something you can use someone else's on. Must be a whole life, or an IUL, indexed universal life, something that has cash value attached to it. Not a term policy. Term won't work. But for life insurance, if it's whole, or you've got cash value in your universal policy, great. Here's what someone did. Here's what's worked for others in the past. Michael's grandma. Let's use that. Michael's grandma. So my grandma, and you got to throw this little story in right before you say how grandma funded with life insurance. Okay, I want you to share this quick story. So say, all right, guys, here's number 6. It's life insurance. It's got to be whole life or universal, something with cash value. So if you guys haven't met Michael, what he did is he showed his grandma velocity banking. You guys remember velocity banking? Oh man, it's incredible. He goes over to his grandma's house and he shows her velocity banking. Says, Grandma, holy crap, based off of this, we're going to get the remaining 27 years of your mortgage down to about 4 years, and you're going to save $107,000 in interest. Woohoo! We're going to save this. All right, well, thanks for lunch, Grandma. If you need any help with the strategy, call me. I'll be there. I'm here to help. But this is the strategy. We're going to have your house paid off this decade. It's so exciting. Now as Michael's leaving, Grandma says, well, wait a minute. How do I learn more? Don't you have a training program or something that you're a part of? Isn't that where, how do I learn more? And then she insisted on signing up. Grandma says she wants to sign up. Okay, Grandma, this is what you want to do. You're my grandma, so of course you're going to be taken care of. So he says, all right, Grandma, what's in your life insurance policy? Finds out Grandma's got $28,000 in cash value. So Grandma pulled out $20,000 for the education. She's got $8,000 left over. And then Michael was talking to Grandma and said, well, Grandma, what is this credit card you have over here? You got like an $8,000 credit card. You're paying $400 a month on that thing. Why are you doing that? Let's take this other $8,000, pay off the credit card, and take the $400 and put it back into the policy instead of paying the bank, pay yourself. So now Grandma's in. Grandma's going to save money on the life insurance policy or on the interest. And guess what else we just found out? Grandma's already saved $12,000 on her taxes. Okay, remember facts tell, stories sell. So Grandma also saved $12,000 on her taxes. We fired her CPA. It's incredible. Here she is sitting in retirement. She's got a fixed income. And we're still able to help her save $100,000 in interest. We're not going to let this bank punk grandma. You're not going to let banks punk your grandma, are you? So let's go start talking to people. Closed mouths don't get fed, so let's go ask. Hey, Grandma. Hey, cousin. Hey, uncle. How many of you have a life insurance policy with cash value where I could pay you double what you're earning? I love to pay you double what you're earning. Most people's cash value is earning 4%. Most. I know some are up to 8, and some of you are going to call me, Michael, my universal doing 9.2. Okay. But most getting 4%. So you say, I'll pay you double. We'll double up. Now, if you, so some key points. We had a conversation about a value add. I'm here to add value to Grandma. That's the first thing that started. Grandma, I want to help. So we helped her on her velocity banking and we helped her on her taxes. So of course she's in. Okay. The other major key is to look at other debts. Where are other monies costing Grandma that we can help pay that off and rebuild? Now, the other thing I want to point out is if you have already talked to them about the marketing. If not, don't say this part. But if you have already talked to them about the marketing opportunity and they know about the $10,000 referral fee, then you can say, and guess what Michael did with the $10,000 referral fee? He gave it right back to Grandma. Isn't that what you would do? Okay, but if they don't know about the marketing side, just skip that. You don't want to derail the conversation where it's funding their education and then all of a sudden go, well, what's the marketing thing? Okay, now we got another half hour before we can get back to, yeah. If they know about marketing, great. And then he paid his grandma back the $10,000. But if not, we're saving grandma tons of money. One more year, and grandma's going to save the money in taxes at the tuition cost. So she's already saving it. Isn't this incredible? It's incredible, guys. You just got to have these conversations with people. So then you tell that story about what Michael did with his grandma. You say, so I'd like to borrow your life insurance policy, the cash value, get started on this. Let's create a business. I'll pay you double what you're earning. And we'll change our family's trajectory. Let's work together. Okay, that's life insurance. Okay, number 7 is HSA. People have been funding HSAs, but you can take loans against them. It's less likely, but it's still up there as an option. Number 8 is going to be credit cards. Okay, your own credit cards, your FICO score. And I'll ask them, do you know what your FICO score is? You guys have seen Eric Count do that, right? Hey, who knows their score? You know, if it's FICO or Vantage, you know, if it's this or that, you know, if it's this or that. So most people don't know. So, but you ask them, do you know what your FICO score is? And then they'll say, well, Credit Karma says, and you go, nope. Credit Karma is Vantage, not FICO. Banks only care about FICO. So if you don't know your FICO score, here's what you got to do. Here's what I've seen work for others in the past. They go to getfundedonline.com. At getfundedonline.com, right now we're linked to over 125 banks that are looking to issue 0% interest credit cards for new people. So you get an assessment, you get a funding assessment. You see what your options are. Okay, assessments equal options. Get the assessment done, find out your options. Within 48 hours, you're going to be on the phone with one of them, and they're going to be sharing you what your options are. Now, some people think they know their FICO score, but they really don't. It was, you know, oh, last year my score was, okay, that's not your score now. Here's what we need to do. Let's for sure, go to Get Funded Online. These guys are awesome. Have them watch a little 2-minute intro video, right? That 2-minute intro video is dynamite, man. You could talk for 10 minutes, or you can have them watch 2 minutes. So that's what I do. 2 minutes, watch this quick little video. If you know, you're going to be doing your follow-up at a restaurant and all you have is your phone and it's got crappy speakers, get an iPhone 10 and you'll be fine. If not, then just watch that 2-minute video a bunch of times so that you can just say what's said in it, right? Memorize this little 2-minute video so that you can get people interested in going to Get Funded. Getfundedonline.com. Okay, number 8 is going to be credit cards. You can use your own credit cards or you can go get new ones. Back in the day, we used to say, this is no longer compliant. But back in the day, we used to say, all right, well, you know, on your papers, you're following along with this. Like actually, if you have them write it down instead of having them tell you, that's different. So yeah, say, well, here's what you could do. Quick exercise. You got a Visa, you got a MasterCard, you got your Discover card. Okay, great. Why don't you do this? Write out the credit limit and write out the balance. Okay, what's the limit on these? What's the balance on these? And just take a quick snapshot of what the heck you're doing. And sometimes I'll see people have $80,000 in credit with a $400 balance, and they're like, can I do UGA Essentials? And you just want to slap them, don't you? Okay, so credit cards, I push everyone to Get Funded Online. It's so easy. I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress. Karen and the team over there, Stephanie and the team over there, They take care of our customers. And I'll tell them a quick story. I'll be like, when you call those people over there, at first, they were just employees working for Get Funded. And then once they learned what we do at Renatus and who we are, they actually signed up. They're now a part of the team. So when you call them, you're talking to a team member. So just remember to have massive amounts of respect with everyone on the phone. When you're talking to those people over there, if I find out you yelled at them because they told you something you didn't like, I'm not going to sign you up. You're no longer allowed. You must have respect for those people over at Get Funded. And then they go, whoa, good. I like that. I like that you guys have standards. That's incredible. Okay, number 9 is signature loans. Now, based off of your credit, you can get anywhere from up to $35,000 on a signature loan, and it's anywhere from 6 to 12% interest, depending on which bank or credit union you go to. But signature loans are a thing. Based off your income, you can get up to 35 grand just right there because of a signature. And I've got signature loans before from my bank, not from the title loan, pawn your title loan, quick cash advance place. No. Not a signature loan from there. Signature loan from your bank, or your credit union. Okay. Now, before you go, if this is an option you're going to entertain, I would recommend you go to Get Funded Online first, and then once you get back the results from them, you can then go do the signature loan. But if you want to go do the signature loan just today, great. Go get it. Number 10 is going to be a title loan. So if you got a paid for free and clear car, free and clear, again, don't go to the pawn your title, flashy light, neon lights on the corner kind of thing. Don't go there for your title loan. Again, you go to your bank or your credit union. Okay, and right now, title loans or car loans, auto loans are anywhere from like 0.9% up to like 5.9%. So, some people drive around with a free and clear $10,000 car. Well, they can go get between $5,000 and $10,000 in cash. And then go get started. And now, they got a car payment, right? $100, $200 a month. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's get to work over the next few months. Let's fix the credit, get some 0% interest credit cards, and pay it off. This is just a step, right? These two things here, this signature loan and this title loan thing, these are just steps in the right direction. This is not a permanent thing. Okay, they're just steps. Right, we're going to get you to the line situation, but if all you can get are loans right now, that's cool too. What is most important is that you get educated. You get this membership and you get involved with what we're doing. Okay, so just give them that perspective. Every once in a while, someone will be like, well, on the velocity banking thing, they said avoid loans. Yeah, I know they said avoid loans if you're in a position to. If you're not, then take the loan. Take the loan, get educated, learn how lines work, and then use the line to pay off the loan. This is just a step. Okay, number 11 is going to be other investments like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, gold, silver. Okay, if these things are just sitting there, but they're not paying you, they're not going to help you retire, or they're growing so slow, cash out. What I've seen others do in the past is sell this stuff, turn it into cash, and then join the program, do their first couple deals, and then go and buy more gold, buy more silver, if they really want to. Most people don't go buy more stocks because they love real estate. But again, these things aren't going to help you retire now, but this education can. So convert these resources into something usable, and let's get it going in the program. Let's get started. Okay, if that worked for you, great. I've known people who go sell $20,000 worth of stock in a heartbeat to be involved in something like this. Right? Sell your Bitcoin. Let's get it going. Okay, number 12 is going to be love money. This is where you have to have those conversations with someone that loves you, someone that wants to see you succeed. And again, start having those conversations around that money. How many people do you know who their parents, their cousins, their uncles, their aunts, their grandparents, whatever, would pay for them to go to college, right? Maybe just a community college or whatever, but a college nonetheless. Hey, we'll pay for you to go to college. You say, great, this is the college I want to go to. So you can approach them and say, hey, Grandma, if I decide to go to college and go and create a business and start a new career, would you help me with that? Right? If I, would you? How powerful is that? If I, would you? If I go get educated, if I go take secondary education to improve my life, would you help me pay for it? I'll pay you back. I'm not asking for a grant. I'll pay you back, but I'm looking for it up front. You can be my own student loan, Grandma. Can I get a student loan from you? I want to go get educated. I want to go to school. I want to advance. Think about how many people, how many parents and grandparents and uncles and aunts would absolutely help their family member get into a traditional college. You say, well, I don't want the traditional college. I want this one. This one right here. I found the path I want to go. I know the career I want to pursue. I know who I want to become. I know where I'm going with it. And so if I was going to go to this school, that school, the other school, you would help me pay for it, right? Okay, help me pay for this one. Right? Just talk about it in the education side of things. I want to get more education. And if I was going to go to community college, would you help me with some semesters? Great. Well, why don't, if they are willing to do that, maybe they're a little hesitant. Then you say, well, what about half, right? You give me 50% of it, I'll go find the other money. Number 13 is going to be UGA. Now we got 13.1 and we got 13.2, which is going to be billing. All right, billing is starting up soon. UGA is going away. And then you know how to explain UGA, right? They want 20% down and they will finance 100% of the applicants because they know the training that you're going to take, they're going to get their money back. So they'll finance you 100% of the applicants. They just want a 20% down payment. All right, so it's anywhere from $100 a month to $575 a month. Can you afford that? You got to ask. Is that something you can afford? Can you afford $100 a month? Everyone says that. If they say no, you say, then what the hell am I doing wasting my time with you? Just kidding. Don't say that. That's not nice. But it does kind of beg the question, how did you get this far in life? You can't afford $100 a month. Let's make some changes. Oh, I know an easy change to make. Cancel your cable. Cancel your cable. Give me $100. You're in. Okay, UGA is going away soon. Billing. Same thing. They can put $4,000 down on billing. If they pay in full within 21 days of them starting that account and putting that $4,000 down, if they pay in full within that, then they still get the cash discount of $5,000. Okay, just like UGA, you put your $4,000 down, you pay it off soon, great, you save some money. But the caveat with the billing program is within 21 days. If on the 22nd day, they're like, cool, I got my other 16,000, right? I gave you 4,000. I got my other 16, but if it's too late, they're locked in at the $25,000 price tag. But 21 days is plenty of time to get money from a 401k, get money from a life insurance policy, get money from Get Funded Online. There's plenty of time to do that. Okay, now I know some other people, if we want to do bonus, go for 14. Again, what I've seen others do in the past that's successful for them is sell stuff. Right? I know people who sell the extra car that's been sitting in their garage, or sell a gun, or sell the pool table they never, ever, 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 ever use. Sell something, right? Sell your four-wheeler. Why the hell do you have a four-wheeler? You don't even have free time to go and use it. Sell it, get some cash, get started on the education, make some money, and if you really want four-wheelers, you go buy the brand new ones later on. And we'll show you how to make it a tax write-off. Sell stuff.
This kind of wasting of money, wasting resources. It's happening every now and then. We want to be careful.
Yep, it's that powerful. All right, guys, I know we're a little over time. I appreciate you playing full out with us today. Remember to stay on mute. Thank you. So we got some questions real quick. Love money. Just remembered I have grandmas that help. Love funding people's college. Exactly. Exactly. Go get it. Go inspire your people. Go make your follow-up calls and say, great news. I just found 14 ways for you to get in. And call them. Set up an appointment. Take them to coffee. Invite them over to your house. You go over to their house. You know how many people have warmed up to me just because I invite them to my house. Now they don't come over, but I'm like, look, we could do a follow-up. You can come over to my house. I can come over to yours. We can meet at a restaurant, at the office. But just me putting it out there, you can come over to my house, automatically builds this huge amount of trust, and they want to move forward. So go make those follow-up calls. You know, I go over to my prospects' houses all the time to meet with them and show them what's going on. Maybe they got a bunch of kids. So instead of them bringing their kids over to my house, I'll just go over there. Let me show you these other ways. Okay, the fortune is in the follow-up. If you really, really, really want to earn a big income, then you have to help a big amount of people. This is how we help them. Okay, so memorize this stuff. I'm going to quiz you on it. It's worth it. Study it. Get well versed in it. Teach it. You got new IMAs. If they're not on this training, share the link. Teach it. You could run a whole IMA training just with your 2 or 3 new IMAs on these things, and then it'll really help you learn it if you start teaching this stuff. Okay? So remember, we don't steer, but we guide, and we have this belief in our minds. Well, where's the money coming from? We got this, man. This is America. Money is everywhere. We just got to figure out where it's coming from. Okay, and if they say I don't have the money, it's really for this based off of what I currently know, so will you please tell me more? They won't finish their sentence, so you just have to hear that, okay? All right, guys, I'm proud of you for staying late. Go after it. It's Wealth Wednesday. You got this. Talk to you soon.